So listen to this. First 9 starts, 220 passing yards a game, 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 58% completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Last 8 starts. Whoa, that's wrong. Last 8 starts. If you've had 8 shards, that's a really big problem. All right, welcome back. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the NFC North and 5 guys each of us is targeting in our drafts. But first, I want to talk about some overrated stats. There's so much information that some of it is actually useless. So here's 2 things not to worry about at the start of your season. Number 1 is target share. Target share is overrated. Why? Because Drake London had like a 99% target share or whatever with the Falcons. The problem is they only threw it 18 times a game. So he had a 30-something% target share. Divide that by 18 means that he's only getting 6 targets a game. And that's not very much. People are like, oh, he's got great target share. Doesn't matter. It's the total number that we need to look at. Whereas a wide receiver 2 on a high-flying offense might have 8 to 10 targets, and that's something you're looking at. Talent, targets, touches. Okay, secondly, people get too clever and start looking at bye weeks and playoff schedule when drafting. Don't do that. Bye weeks, you can figure that out. There's normally 2 bad bye weeks each year, but they're in week 7 or 8. The team you draft is not going to be the same by week 7 or 8. It's going to be totally different. So don't worry about that. And then secondly, playoff schedule. So you remember when Mike McCarthy first took over the Cowboys that first year where Dak broke his leg?
Yeah.
How bad was that defense?
It's pretty bad.
It was the worst in the league. It was awful. And so the next year they hired Dan Quinn, but they don't really get anybody, so to speak. We didn't think.
Right.
Turns out that Micah Parsons guy is pretty good. But people were drafting players, targeting them because they're like, oh, in week 16 or 17 in the fantasy playoffs, I get to play the Cowboys, that awful defense. And then lo and behold, Dan Quinn, Micah Parsons, all them turn it around. And so instead of playing a bottom 5 defense, they're playing a top 5 defense. And all the players you thought were like going to have a freebie, you played yourself.
You don't think about it too much.
Yeah, don't think about it too much. Just, man, so much changes with injuries. The Dolphins actually had a decent defense at the start of the year, and then I think they lost 7 starters by the end. So much changes in the season, so don't worry about that too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so who are 5 players you'd like to leave this draft at with thereof? What? Why would you word it like that?
I don't know. I get you. I mean, I like the way that you said it, right? 5 top players or 5 players that I would pick if I could. If you could leave with 5 players you're targeting in this year's draft. Because some of them are, these are all like round 1, round 2 guys. Actually, all round 1, round 2 guys. But I got my boy Breece Hall.
Let's go.
Burnt that I traded him, and he did well at the end of the season.
I traded him too. You traded him to me.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and I traded him because I was trying to meta strategy because I was going to play Michael, it looks like, in the playoffs. And he had Justin Herbert, and Breece Hall had some bad games, and they were still starting Zach Wilson, so it was awful. Everything was bad about the Jets, and I was like, I don't think they keep starting this guy, it's just going to be bad the whole rest of the year. Yeah. Well, it turns out they benched him after I traded him, and he turned it around. But I was going to play a guy who was starting Justin Herbert, and that was the only real advantage he had over me, was the quarterback. And so I already had Keenan Allen. I'm like, well, if I get both pass catchers, if Herbert does well, my guys are going to do well, like a reverse stack almost.
Yeah.
But then Herbert goes down. Eckler never returned to form, and Allen got hurt, and it just being a total waste. So I was too clever. But Breece Hall, your first target.
Yeah, Breece Hall, first target. AJ Brown, my second target.
AJ Brown, he's one of my guys this year that I'm looking at too. Okay.
Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh,
I want Jahmyr Gibbs.
Do you know about the bet with him and Amon-Ra St. Brown? St. Brown said, Jahmyr, if you get 1,000 yards rushing and receiving, I'll buy you anything. And so Gibbs is like, maybe I'll get a house. Yeah,
heck yeah.
Sure. I'll buy you anything. Just think that if someone said, if you do this, I'll buy you anything. And they mean it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
All right. So you got Brown, Gibbs, Breece Hall. Who else you got?
Tyreek Hill.
Of course.
Long ball, right? Want to get that long ball, a lot of points at once, and then Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, JT, some good ones there. Yeah, those are all top tier guys. So here, I went a different direction on guys I'm targeting. So I'm targeting some people kind of all around the draft. So these are the guys I'm kind of targeting at cost. You already said AJ Brown, so I'll pass on that one, or I'll skip that one. Trey McBride, the tight end for the Cardinals, he's going 5th round right now. I think he could be tight end 1. It's kind of my bet for that.
All right.
Kyler Murray, of course, stacking those two. Huge on him. My big bet this year is actually on Chuba Hubbard. And the reason for that, here's the reason. He's going to start the first 4 weeks. If you get him in 10th round, give or take right now, I don't know what his draft, because Brooks was now out for 4 weeks. So everyone's draft stock's changing rapidly. Let's say you get him in the 10th, 11th round, and you get him as a starter for 4 weeks. He was running back, I think 26, 28 last year, somewhere in that range, late 20s. Dave Canales' offense had White last year for the Bucs, who wasn't great as far as efficiency numbers, but volume. So he's going to get volume. So he could be a low-end RB2 that you're basically getting late for the first month. If you win the first month, if you go 3-1, you have very, very high odds. I'm writing an article about this, but you have extremely high odds to make the playoffs. So that's why I'm targeting him. I can get an RB2 for the first month, and then maybe he'll fade, and that's fine. But if I start 3-1 because of it, let's go. You have good odds to make the playoffs. So Chuba Hubbard, he's my third one.
All right.
So Kyler Murray, Chuba Hubbard, Trey McBride, Rashee Rice is one I'm looking at. A lot of risk in this one because he may be suspended because of the car accident, the hit and run that actually happened here in Dallas.
That's right.
So if you think he's going to get suspended, there's a lot of worry there. But I think even if he's suspended, he's got so much talent that that's worth it for me. And man, the last one, who am I targeting? I'm trying to pick between 5. Khalil Shakir for Buffalo. He's a later round guy just because someone's got to catch the ball in Buffalo. And him at cost, really low cost. Not a first rounder, not a 5th rounder, not a 7th rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at him. Buffalo. Where do we find him? He's in the hundreds almost. Keon Coleman. There he is. Yeah, wide receiver 60. So you're getting him almost your last pick of your draft. Yeah. So you get a chance to have a pass catcher with Josh Allen. So those are my value top 5 guys I'm targeting as far as value.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Here were some guys
spread out while I'm over here like top 1, top 2. Let's go.
Yeah, here were some guys I was targeting last year at cost. So I targeted, obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs. So I ended up getting him. I wanted Breece Hall, but you beat me to him. Lamar, I targeted. That ended up working out well. Nico Collins, I got for free. Keenan Allen, I was targeting. That worked well. Darren Waller, that did not work out. He got hurt. Raheem Mostert. So lots of hits. Big miss on Waller. But the big reason I won both the leagues I was in was because of these guys right here. Nico, Jahmyr, Allen, Hall, Mostert. I got Mostert in both leagues. I got Jahmyr in both leagues. And I got Breece in one, Allen in one, Nico in both leagues. So yeah, it ended up like these were the guys I was targeting late. Ended up working out really, really well. So yeah, awesome. Get that value pick. Get those values, baby. All right. So now let's talk about the NFC North. This one will be juicy for a while. You got young quarterbacks. Whoa, was that me or you?
That was you.
Oh, something screamed at me just now. My email or something. Wow. Hang on, let me close out my email so it doesn't yell at me like that again. I almost jumped out. Oh, application not responding. Force quit. And we're back. Don't you love that on the Macs, the force quit? Speaking of force quit, JJ McCarthy out for the season. Done.
Yeah.
So that means Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback, but we're not drafting him, so let's not even waste our time there. Nope. All right, running back to the Vikings. And does God hate this team? I think so. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's because of the Vikings.
Yeah. Aaron Jones. What are your thoughts on Aaron Jones?
Fragile. Right. That's what comes to mind. Fragile. Good when he's good. Bad when he's not good.
So good when he's good.
Yeah.
But the injuries,
if he gets on that streak, he's amazing. But those streaks don't last long because then it's like, oh, he's got a bad hamstring now and he's done for 3 days, 3 weeks.
Yeah, so, he's 29, so he's ancient and also 6 years younger than me.
So you're ancient.
Yes, I am. Well, for an NFL running back, I'd be ancient. I have this theory.
You definitely would be.
I have this theory. Okay, so you remember when the Cowboys' offensive line was great and they had Zeke in his rookie year and his second year?
Yeah.
And I was talking with everyone at my work. And I was like, okay, let's say I get 20 touches a game behind that offensive line. Do you think I get 1,000 yards? Be like less than 60 yards a game. I'm like, no way, you'd get injured. Okay, let's rule out torn ACL. I would get hurt. It hurts to get tackled. But you tell me Zeke wasn't getting touched till 5 yards down the field. You're telling me he's a way better athlete than me. You're telling me I couldn't get 3 yards between that behind that offensive line if I guaranteed 20 touches a game? Like, no way. And they're right, but part of me is like, I could do that.
I could see you. I can see you doing that.
I could do that.
I'll hop on the bandwagon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll hop on that bandwagon.
Yeah, Jones. Going back to Jones. Speaking of hurt running backs, he was really good when healthy. Yeah. In the last 5 weeks, including the playoffs, 21 touches a game, 120 yards a game. Once again, though, using the Leonardo DiCaprio rule, if Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't date him, you probably shouldn't draft him as a running back. And he's at cost, he's going as running back 21. You can get some players that at the same cost, like Zamir White or Brian Robinson, that are like the same or a little, like, I feel like have a little more potential. Now, Ty Chandler, his backup, since he's going so late, 12th round, he's one play away from being a 3-down back. So the late round guys, you got to think, these are my league winners, my dart throws. You don't want a safe guy who you know is going to get 5 touches, 5 this, 5 that. You're like, okay, who's a backup to a running back who might get hurt? Who's a guy like Khalil Shakir, who I was talking about, like he could be the leading receiver in Josh Allen's offense. That's someone I could get behind. This is why we talk about, let's not take Zeke because we know what we're going to get. Let's take someone more interesting. Dell. Yeah, let's take Dell. Take Dell will be way higher, but let's take in that range. Let's take Chase Brown. Let's take, Gus Edwards is maybe a bad example. Let's take Tyson Chandler. Ty Chandler's the center for the Mavericks. Yeah, it's a Mavericks reference. Let's take Pop Douglas, Khalil Shakir, someone like that who you like one play away from being a league winner instead of a guy who is going to be pretty good. That's my thoughts on that.
I agree. Right? Especially, I don't know. There's always, things happen every year. I feel like somebody always gets bitten by the injury bug in our league.
Oh, for sure.
And their team just gets decimated by injuries, right? So I, for one, try to stay away from players that I know are fragile and injury prone because I want to stay away from that injury bug as much as I can.
You got to be Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right.
Keep getting younger.
Keeping young.
All right, Justin Jefferson. What can you say?
He's good, man.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. He's round 1, wide receiver 5. Yeah, pick him up on that first round if you can.
For me, I see him because of the quarterback who's throwing to him. We'll see. Like Sam Darnold clearly had talent coming out of college, but he played for the Jets and played for the Panthers, so you can kind of forgive him. Right. So there is some buzz where he fell and now he's rising up as far as like, guys, he could be the guy. Like he is one of one as far as talent is concerned. As far as me being risk adverse, I have him in a keeper league, but I'm going to keep Amon-Ra St. Brown instead because it feels safer. Lamb, Hill, AJ Brown is ahead of him for me for sure. Jamar Chase and him are kind of tied for me, but pure stud. And he should get 9, 10, 12 targets a game.
He's the guy at the team, so he's got to get the ball. Whether that's Darnold or, could have been JJ McCarthy, but he's gonna get some points.
Look, if you take him ahead of AJ Brown, I get it. If you take him ahead of CeeDee Lamb because of contract stuff, I get it. If you take him ahead of Tyreek Hill because of age, I get it. Like if you take him second or first overall, like I get it. I mean, he's that good.
Yeah.
Their second,
give you the return.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to give you wide receiver 1 numbers. Oh, looks like my son's awake. Jordan Addison, 85th, pass for me.
Yeah.
Give me Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, or Christian Kirk in that range.
Yeah.
I'm just avoiding him. TJ Hawkinson, I would wait on him unless you pick him up for free because of the ACL injury. And that's basically all I'll say about that. Yeah. All right. Let's go to a team I've got going deep in the playoffs, the Green Bay Packers.
Cheeseheads. Still hard to say their name.
They destroyed us in the playoffs. Ugh. What was that defensive performance? Say what you want about Dak, but that defensive performance was awful.
I think Dan Quinn set it up so that they would fire him and go somewhere else.
You can leave. It's okay. It's fine.
All right.
It's all right.
He sucks so much.
You know, what's weird, Jordan Love looked like he was going to get benched the first half of the year. And he was so good the second half, they went ahead and paid him.
Okay.
And now he's going quarterback 10, 7th or 8th rounder.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great pass catchers around him. So listen to this. First 9 starts, 220 passing yards a game, 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 58% completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Last 8 starts. Whoa, that's wrong. Last 8 starts. If you've had 8 starts, that's a really big problem.
Leave him for the last round on that one.
Yeah, so if you have 8 shards, I might drop you from my team. You got other problems, man. Oh man,
so good.
Whoops! Last 8 starts. There we go. Nearly 270 yards a game, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception, 70% completion percentage, and destroyed the Cowboys. So if he's my starter, I'm fine with that. He could low-key lead the league in touchdown passes.
Yeah. Yeah. The spirit of Brett Favre came onto him that second season, that second part of the season.
It did. Golly. Their running back, Josh Jacobs, he's going to be the guy. He literally has the same contract as Aaron Jones.
Okay.
He should dominate the touches in a good offense. So going 31st, running back 15, I feel like that's a good price. Last year he was bad, but he held out. And appeared out of shape after a monster season. So people have held out before. Usually if a starting running back holds out in camp after a big season, it doesn't work out. I have a lot of examples, but we'll skip those for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Was he was a Raider.
He was a Raider and then was holding out for a new contract. And then they said, no, we're good.
Right.
And then he got the contract with the Packers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was good for Raiders because I had him like 2 years ago and he gave me some good numbers.
Balled out 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So around 4, that's not bad. I can see that. I can wait for him.
Buying here costs for sure because he's an RB2, but he definitely has RB1 potential with the offense being so good because they have 4 good receivers.
Yeah.
You got Christian Watson, you got Jaden Reed, you got Romeo Doubs, and Dontavion Wicks came in late. So here's my thought process. Christian Watson is my number 1 because when he's healthy, he's a game breaker. And the injury risk is baked in because he had tons of touchdowns the year before. The problem is 9 and 14 games. The guy's literally too fast for his hamstrings.
Yeah.
When he plays, he leads the team in target share, which overrated stat, but like he gets the first look. He leads the team in red zone targets, in first read share. Basically, he's the first guy they look at too.
Okay.
So like he's the guy I'm targeting of the 4. Jaden Reed was a touchdown machine last year. He had 10, which is crazy. I think it's going to be tough for him to replicate those numbers, so I'm avoiding him. Romeo Doubs seems like a value because he's going almost free.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if he's as good as Jaden Reed or Dontavion Wicks, but if you're going free and you get 100 targets and nearly 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns, man, that's And I feel like if you have Watson on the field, that's going to open some things up for Dobbs. So I like him at that price. And then Dontavion Wicks, the problem with him is he doesn't get on the field when Watson and Dobbs are healthy.
I was going to say, when you have a lot of good wide receivers like these guys, something has to give, right? One of them won't be getting that many
Exactly. So
looks.
of the four, I like Watson the best.
Mm-hmm.
And in Wicks, you can basically get for free if Watson gets hurt, pick him up.
Right.
So that's kind of where I go with that. Dobbs is a value. But man, he's got so many. For me, all this says to me, though, is Jordan Love should have a monster season. He played really well down the stretch. Even if one guy gets hurt, there's another guy. There's a fourth stringer that's as good as some people's second stringer. Right. They should be good. Will
they have another season like last year, do you think?
I think they're going to be contenders for sure.
Slow beginning.
No. I think they're going to be clicking from the start.
Pretty consistent. Okay.
Yeah, I think this team is special.
Yeah, especially how they finished last year. I feel like it too.
Mm-hmm. All right, my Super Bowl pick to win it all is the Detroit Lions. Now that feels really weird to say out loud.
I would be all into that.
I was in on them last year to be a real contender, and they were, and they didn't quite pull. They should have, but should doesn't get you anywhere.
Right.
Doesn't count, unfortunately. Their quarterback, Jared Goff, is great indoors, bad outdoors. Good news, they only play 3 outdoor games.
Okay.
Bad news, the outdoor games are in the fantasy playoffs.
Oh.
So draft him, or I would, if he's your second quarterback or a streamer, awesome. Just know that late, I don't know, may not work out.
Yeah.
But should be good.
Can ride him until the playoffs.
Yeah. I would say if you miss on your guys or your guy gets hurt, pick him up, stream away. Not going to run. So he's going to give you, quarterback 13 and points. Yeah, I mean, like he was quarterback 13 in fantasy points. He'll get you somewhere between 16 and 20, varying by how many touchdowns he gives up to Montgomery and so on.
Right.
My dude, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he was wide receiver 3, first rounder. He is like my perfect player because he's so consistent. Yeah. He only had 1 game under 10 and he had 7 games over 22. Just perfect.
That's good.
I don't really know what else to say. There's really,
right?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's really no analysis. Like, he's the...
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah,
you draft him...
Receiver 3.
Yeah, if you draft him, like, number 1 overall, that's probably a reach, but he's listed as wide receiver 4 on ESPN. They have him behind Jamar Chase. I think that's just for potential. Like, I would take him ahead of Chase. 7th overall. Like, if he's there, you're in pick 4, and you want a receiver...
Why not?
Do it. Love that guy. Yeah. Watched Receiver on Netflix. Turns out he tore his oblique and just kept playing.
He just kept playing. That's crazy.
Are you believing the hype on Jameson Williams?
I try not to.
Smart.
Especially with wide receivers. I don't know.
There's so many good ones.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not buying it.
He only got above 7 targets 1 time, and he only got double-digit points 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, no for me.
Yeah.
But Sam Laporta, boy, I was an idiot. Yes. I picked up Zach Ertz instead of him last year because I already had Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown on my team, and I didn't want too many Lions. That was stupid. That was real stupid. He's tied in 1. And
what?
Well, he finished tied in 1 last year as a rookie, and normally year 2. Receivers and tight ends make a jump. And so he's listed as tight end 1.
Above Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
I know, rude, isn't it?
That's
just
crazy.
one place ahead of him, 36 versus 37. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time in years we actually had depth at tight end. I will personally probably not draft him there because I like other people in that range, but hard to argue with the price.
Yeah. No.
All right, so tell me about your guy, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs, man, he's a runner. He's a rock star. What? RB10 last year?
Mm-hmm.
Problem with him is, Montgomery?
Kind of blocks him, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. But again, he came out the second part of the season. Once Montgomery got hurt a couple times, he would pick up. So, yeah, he's a pretty good dude. Is he injury prone? A little bit. Yeah, he got hurt. He missed a couple games last year. A little smaller too. That scares you a little bit. Yeah, but he's a running back, right? What running back is not playing hurt? So.
Yeah, he's going in the second round, mid-second round, running back 6, 14 overall. I'm reading here. But yeah, a lot of potential with pass catching that other running backs just don't have. So, yeah, running back 6, 16th overall in average draft position right now.
And Montgomery's not there anymore, so.
Oh, no, Montgomery's there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's there. He signed a 3-year deal last year.
I thought he moved to Chicago.
That was DeAndre Swift. And he used to play for Chicago, so easy to confuse those two. So Montgomery, though, last year, that was a steal of a pick for you. Because, he's right now being picked, listed as running back 24. It cost you a 7th rounder, 8th rounder. And he's the finisher. So he can have a good season again. He kind of lacks upside. Probably going to go Brian Robinson, Zamir White, Zach Moss, maybe in that range. Maybe some others. Just because that. But he's a safe pick. And honestly, if Gibbs gets hurt, he's going to be a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, great dude. Yeah. All right. So now my Super Bowl contender in 3 years, the Chicago Bears.
Wow. Okay.
I think they might squeak into the playoffs this year. That's one of my bold picks.
You think so with Caleb Williams as a rookie?
He looks really good so far. Now I know it's preseason, but the thing about him too is he has 3 good receivers in Moore, Allen, and Adunze. And we saw what CJ Stroud did with all those weapons. The Bears are giving him weapons. Now the downside is he's not in a dome. He's in Chicago, the Windy City. And so, did you know Chicago has never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards in a season?
Wow. Is it because of how windy it is?
Yeah, because of the weather. And then what's more disturbing, they've only had 12 3,000-yard passers in their 100 years, and the Texans are the only team with less.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like they need to build a whole new stadium.
That's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
The classic, hey, let's maybe give us some land and some money, and we'll... let's go over here.
Win. Yeah.
They also signed, because on the rookie deal, you don't have to pay that guy that much, but they also signed DeAndre Swift to a 3-year, $24 million deal. Oof. He's 25, so DiCaprio would date him. He's in his prime.
Yep. Good age for running back.
Didn't really catch the ball in Philly because Hurts doesn't dump it off to the running backs.
Never does.
But you think, Caleb seems like he's going to be, here's the question, is Caleb going to be more of a traditional quarterback or is he going to be more of a runner? If he's more of the traditional quarterback and dumps it off, then he's going to have a lot of value, DeAndre Swift.
I see him a lot like Cam Newton, right? Kind of like a power run guy, option guy. But at the same time, that puts the injury risk more high. So I don't know. He might just throw more.
He feels, he looks Mahomes-esque. I know it's preseason. Like he does a lot of scrambling. He's a little skinnier than Newton. He doesn't run. He runs enough. It's kind of like Mahomes where he runs enough. So, I don't know. I kind of like Swift just because I like, but everyone's been burned by DeAndre Swift every time they've taken him. So, Caleb Williams, as far as drafting him as a quarterback, we'll see. Like we said before, rookie quarterbacks, it takes them a while if they're not runners. And I don't know if he's going to be a runner necessarily. He's going as quarterback 13. Is
he like round 3, round 4? No?
No. Way later than that.
I thought I saw him on there. No, I was wrong.
Where'd he go? 11? Can that count 12? Oh, wow. He's way lower than that.
Oh, I was.
Oh, he's running back. Oh, sorry. He's quarterback 16. No wonder I couldn't find him. 132 overall. Yeah. So 12th, 13th rounder.
Yeah.
If you miss on your guys, if you miss your guys, like he's going behind Rodgers, behind Cousins and Herbert. I would take him ahead of Cousins and Herbert.
Yeah.
Just because potential.
I have him before Sean and Trevor over here on mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's fine. That's fair enough. Now, the only thing you really got to worry about, so that we have the running back, it's pretty obvious. Now, the only question is who's the wide receiver number 1? You have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Rookie quarterback, more competition. I'm a little hesitant to take DJ Moore as 40th overall. Yeah, wide receiver 19. He was so good last year, but he was the only guy. And that's what's killer about it is he was it. So I don't know if I like him there. I kind of think I like Keenan Allen better because Allen plays the slot.
Yeah. I feel like Keenan Allen would get more of those red zone touchdowns than DJ Moore. Isn't Keenan Allen a little bit taller than DJ Moore?
I feel like he is. Yeah. Keenan Allen. Well, and rookies normally, he's 32. That's pretty old. 6'2". I think they might be the same size.
Okay. I don't know. Every time I've seen DJ Moore play.
Yeah, DJ Moore's only 6 foot only. He's 5'9" me.
But the way that DJ Moore plays is more of like a runner, catch while running, while Keenan Allen is more like, let me go up for the ball, make the play on top of everybody. Right? That's the way that I see them. So I feel like Keenan Allen will get more balls in the red zone, which will give you more points. So yeah.
He was so good last year before the heel injury and before the season tanked. We know he won't get as many targets as he did last year because he was wide receiver 2 before Herbert went down. But there's some risk in it. In that range, you have Rashee Rice right there, Deontay Johnson, who I feel like have more clean paths to fantasy relevance. You have Tank Dell, might be a little higher than that. If you're looking for something kind of value pick, I think Dell's a little higher than that. But Trey McBride's in that range as well. So, man, when you get to that, in the 50s, 60s, 70 range, 5th, 6th, 7th round, you kind of got to pick who you're going to put your flag down on. And I think I like Allen, but I think I like Rashee Rice better. I think I like Deontay Johnson better. And I mean, he could be the steal of the draft like he was last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Rome Odunze, that's a no for me.
I don't know much about him.
He's the rookie they drafted in top 10. He was fantastic last year. Only problem is he's got the 2 big dogs ahead of him. That's why it's a no. Next year, maybe so, but not this year. Rookie quarterback, 3 mouths to feed. And that's kind of the same way I'm with Cole Kmet. Just too many mouths to feed, man. Just too much to go around. So I'm kind of out on him.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
Good pickup wires.
Oh, yeah.
Wire pickups later on.
Oh, absolutely. I think if there's someone who has potential, we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Be quick to adjust to new information. Waiver wire is more important in the first 3 weeks than later on, just because you get them for the whole season. And quite frankly, you get, the guys that surprise you that are starters.
Right.
They're kind of that way. So, yeah. So that's kind of it. We got our top 5 guys. We got some advice on what to ignore in your fantasy draft. And there's the NFC North. So enjoy your coffee break.